Hello Flowly friends and welcome to this chair yoga session for sciatica. All you are going to need for this session is your beautiful self, a nice sturdy chair and possibly a block. If you did want to sit on something and be a little bit more comfortable, a cushion you could pop underneath your hips as well. I'm also going to be filming a standing version of this session and that's going to go out later on this week, so look out for that if you want a slightly different version as well. And if you do enjoy this video or watch any of my other videos, please give me a little like, leave me a comment as well, let me know how you get on with the session and what else you would like to see in terms of yoga and movement. And yeah, with that said, let's get started. So we're going to begin today's session with a spinal roll. Now what you need to do here is sit forward a little bit on your chair, extend your legs out just a little bit, not too much, so their knees are not right above your ankles, your feet are just that little bit further forward. And then also we're going to take the legs just that little bit wider, just enough so that you can kind of roll yourself down in between your legs. Now this is where you might want to use a block. So the block is going to be really handy when you come down to rest your hands on, and you can pop it on any level. So you could have it on this flattest level, or you could pop it up a level, or even on that vertical level, which is obviously the highest. So anyone that feels okay for you. For me, I'm just going to pop it on the lowest one for today. And then when you're ready, you're going to sit nice and tall here. Toes are just pointing forward. Let's just take a couple of breaths. So let's place the hands on the lap. Get nice and tall through your spine, breathing deeply. Nice long exhale. Just settling into your seated position, settling into your body. Nice big breath. And let it all go. Lovely. Okay. Now we're going to just begin with a really simple and slow spinal roll. So sitting nice and tall and allowing your shoulders to be nice and relaxed. We're just going to begin by tucking the chin in. Just slowly tuck it in. Take a moment here. So we're just going to take a little pause. Feel the spine gently stretching in the neck there. And then start to roll your shoulders forward, pressing the shoulder blades, pressing the spine away from you, and then slowly rolling into this almost like a cat position. Now we're going to slide the hands down the legs and we're going to keep this roll going really slowly all the way down until we come into a little bit of a forward fold. And this is where you'll probably place your hands on your block. If you wanted to, you could stay holding onto the legs or the feet, just allowing yourself to roll as far forward as you feel that you can. So what your block is also doing here is, if you have got a lot of sciatic pain or any type of tension in the low back, it's going to stop you from going too low at the moment. We're just rolling out the spine here, getting a little bit of blood flow, just starting to, lengthen and ease those muscles just a little bit. Take a breath here, nice big inhale. Let it all go. And then slowly, using your hands, you can just start to press yourself up and you're just going to roll the spine up. Hands can just start to roll up the legs again. Slowly, bringing the spine into a straight position. Chin is still tucked in. And then slowly lifting the nose and taking a little gaze up to the sky. We're going to do 2 more of those and a little bit more of a fluid motion. So inhale, exhale, start to tuck the chin towards the chest. Then we round the shoulders forward, pressing the spine towards the back of the chair. Slowly rolling down, hands sliding down all the way down. Maybe hands rest on your block. You just let yourself come as low as you feel you can, down in between the legs. Big breath in. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're slowly rolling ourselves back up again. Taking your time. Thinking about the spine, the back as you roll yourself up. And then gently lifting the nose through center and up towards the ceiling. Big breath in here. And then on the exhale, tuck in the chin. Rounding the spine really slowly, starting to slide down in between your legs. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Hands may come to the block again. Stay here, big breath. Exhale. And then inhale, just slowly press yourself back up. Just nice and gently. No need to rush it here. Lovely little gaze up. We're going to take a breath. And then exhale, nice and gently bring your head back to center. Wonderful. Okay, move your prop out of the way. We're not going to need that now. And we're going to bring the legs back in together. This next little stretch is going to decrease the pull on the pelvis and the lower back and can hopefully reduce a bit of that pressure on your sciatic nerve. So what we're going to do is we're sitting forward a little bit on the chair. We're going to slide and extend the right leg out in front, but you want the sole of the foot to stay nice and flat to the floor. So this might mean that you don't fully extend the leg out. There might be a little bit of a bend here in the leg, and that's completely fine. Your foot just wants to be nice and comfortable. We're going to place both hands on the top of the right thigh. We're going to take an inhale. We get nice and tall. And then thinking about having a flat back here, exhale, slide the hands down the leg. So you're lowering your torso over the top of the thigh until you feel your hamstrings start to stretch out here. Once you feel it, just holding the spine in a neutral position. So try not to drop your head. Think about that stretch in your hamstring. Nice big breath in and exhale. And then making sure navel is drawn in, so you've got a nice tight core. Inhale, slowly bring yourself all the way back up. Now, I always like to do things in threes, so we're going to do 2 more of these. Inhale, exhale, start to slide down the leg, lowering the torso. Wonderful, we hold it. Inhale, exhale. Nice big inhale, we roll all the way back up. Lovely, last one here, inhale, exhale, sliding down. Maybe you go a little bit lower this time. Lovely, hold it here, big breath, let it go. Perfect, and then inhale, slowly rise back up. So the most important thing here with all of these little movements is that you're listening to your back and only taking yourself into each pose at the appropriate depth for you. Everybody's experience of their sciatica pain or back issues are different. So it's about you kind of knowing and just kind of easing into things gradually, just so that you can know where that little kind of sweet spot is or where that point of restriction is and not take it too far. Okay, just grab hold of the leg, slowly just bring it back in. If you need to give the leg a little rub, then do that. It's nice to just give the muscles a little rub after a good stretch. And then take it to the other side. So just sliding the leg out. Again, foot wants to be nice and flat to the floor. You do not have to have a fully straight leg here. Both hands on top of the thigh. We take an inhale, get tall. Exhale, sliding down till you feel that hamstring stretch. Keep your back nice and flat. Try not to drop your head. Inhale, exhale. Nice big breath, we rise all the way up. And the reason we're not dropping the head is because it's adding weight, it's adding tension to when you rise up. So we want to keep everything, coming out nice and easy. If your back, your spine is in a nice straight, you're not trying to lift your head, you're not putting in that extra effort that you do not need. Lovely, stay where you are, nice big breath, get tall, exhale, slide it down. Go as low as you feel you can. Hold it. Inhale. Exhale. And then nice big inhale. Slide all the way back up. Last one. Inhale. 3 is the magic number. Exhale. Roll it down. Lovely. Hold it. Nice big breath in. Exhale. And then nice big inhale. Slide all the way back up. Wonderful. Slowly bring the leg back in, give it a little muscle rub if you need to. And then we're going to take ourselves into a wide leg cat-cow. So we're going to take the legs as wide as feels comfortable for you. Turn your toes out just a little bit, just to add that little bit of comfort into the legs. You could sit on a cushion here if you wanted to. So if you haven't put one on there, but you feel like maybe you want to add that comfort in, you could do that at any point. So what I love about a wide leg cat-cow is that you have that control then over your hips. When we go into it, you have the control of rocking the hips forward as far as you feel you need. And this is just gently going to release the muscles of your low back. So obviously the more that you do it, the deeper you're going to go into it, but you have that control. So you're not going into this full stretch. You know, if it feels uncomfortable, you have that control to where you're going to rock your hips back and forth. Okay, so place your hands over your knees. Take an inhale. We're going to arch the chest up to the sky, and this is where you're going to rock your hips forward. This is where you're going to find that little sweet spot for you. Rocking them forward, little gaze up towards the skies, giving you that little lumbar back bend as well in the spine. Perfect. Exhale, we're rounding the spine towards the back of the chair and tucking the chin towards the chest. Cat pose. Inhale slowly. Bring it forward and take your time with the transition. Lovely. Exhale, rounding it out. So essentially then you're just kind of stretching, lengthening again when we round it out. Inhale. How far are you rocking those hips forward? Lovely. Stay there for a moment. Exhale, round it out. Chin to chest. Inhale, slowly, slowly bring it forwards. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, we bring it forwards, little gaze up. And exhale, we release. Cat pose. Perfect, nice and gently, just bring yourself back to a nice straight spine. Okay, now we're going to bring the legs back in together. We're going to take ourselves into a seated twist. We're going to keep the knees so that they are about hip distance apart. And what we want to make sure that we do here is when we do twist, we're going to be pressing the hand against the leg. So say left hand is pressing against the right leg. We don't want that right knee to collapse inward. So try and keep your legs nice and sturdy exactly where they are. So we are going to take it to the right side first. So left hand, if you can, bring it to the outside of your right leg, wherever is comfortable. We're going to slowly turn the torso over to the right. Grab the back or the side of the chair with the other hand. Take an inhale, get nice and tall. And then exhale. Can you just ease yourself in a little bit deeper? Don't worry if you can't. Just make sure that you listen to your body. So it might be you stayed exactly where you was. It might be that you did ease in a little deeper. Option to maybe turn your head towards the back of the chair, only if your neck will allow. And then stay here. Close your eyes for a moment. Allow a little softness through your belly as you breathe. And twists are great because it mobilizes the spine. And this particular spine is kind of targeting around the back of the hips, that kind of lumbar region of your back. And again, it's just one of those ways to kind of release those muscles, to hopefully reduce the tension, to reduce that sciatic pain. Lovely. Let's stay here for one more breath. Maybe take a bit of a sigh out. And then nice big inhale. Slowly, slowly, slowly unravel the spine, just coming back to center. Perfect. We're going to take that to the other side. Right hand to the left leg. Nice and slowly. Just so you're kind of pressing against the leg. Make sure the knee doesn't roll in. Slowly taking it over to the left side. Left hand's grabbing the chair. Inhale. Get tall through your spine. Exhale. Can you go a little bit deeper? Don't force it. And then option to maybe turn the head towards the back of the chair. Soften up your belly here. Breathe deeply. Maybe you close your eyes for a moment so you can really kind of focus in on where the twist is here. Wonderful. Let's take one nice big inhale. Nice big sigh out. And then take an inhale and slowly, slowly, slowly unravel the spine. What might feel really nice after the twist is to go into a forward fold, sliding the hands down the legs, letting the torso gently come over the top of the thighs and letting the head hang forwards. Again, you could grab your block here to place your hands on, but we're only going to stay here for, say, 2 breaths. Let's do it for 2 breaths. Just notice how the spine gently lengthens out, especially the low back as well. You just feel those muscles lengthening again. Inhale, exhale. Wonderful. Take a breath. Let it all go. And then inhale. We're slowly, slowly, slowly going to rise all the way up. Perfect. Okay, our last little seated stretch today is going to be a seated pigeon pose or a little figure 4. Now there's a soft option for this and there's a deeper option. And this pose targets the piriformis and the hip muscles to hopefully reduce, again, that kind of compression that you get on your sciatic nerve. So soft option for this is extending left leg out, and then you're going to cross your right ankle over the left. So you've kind of got this little bit of a figure 4 with your ankles here, with your legs. What you could do in this position, if this is enough for you, that's great. Or if you felt like you could go a little bit deeper, you can just kind of slide the leg back in. So it just kind of deepens the stretch slightly. Then what you're going to do is going to take your right hand and you're just gently going to press the leg away. You're just putting a little bit of pressure. You're not trying to like yank it to one side, just a little bit of pressure. Okay, if you want to go for that deeper option, we're going to extend the leg. We're going to grab hold of this right ankle. We're going to cross it over the top of the left knee, and then we're going to start to bend into the leg. Any point that feels comfortable for you, but if you can, ideally having your ankle underneath your knee. But don't worry, if you have to have your leg out a little bit further, that's fine too. Now we want to sit ourselves nice and tall here. Same again, right hand just gently pressing on the inside of the leg. So you kind of feel that gentle pressure. You're going to feel it around your hip, maybe in the thigh, groin area as well. And then let's just take a few breaths here. So we're taking a nice big breath in. Exhale. Think about where you're feeling it here. Nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Lovely, one more. And gently release. Wonderful. Now we can take this a little bit deeper. It's slightly harder to do when you are kind of crossed at the ankle. So stay where you are if you're in this position and just keep having a few more deep breaths. If you have gone for this kind of deeper option with your knee fully bent, we're going to take a little lean forward. Nice flat back, core nice and tight, big breath, get tall. Exhale, just slowly hinge yourself forward. It's a really small little movement. It's going to intensify the stretch. So if it doesn't feel good, come out of it straight away. Lovely, just looking down at the floor. Breathe in. We let it go. Lovely, one more. And release. Wonderful, nice and slowly. Just bring yourself back to center. Let's extend that left leg out fully. And then we can come out of that pose then nice and easy. We're not trying to struggle out of it. Give your hip a little bit of a rub if you need to, or maybe your low back on that right side. And then we're going to take this to the other side. So again, remember, soft option, leg is extended, you're crossing at the ankles. Maybe this is enough for you and you're just going to press the inside of the leg away. You're just going to kind of feel it right around, kind of just where your groin is, just around the back of that on the outside. You can always pull your leg in a little closer. Otherwise, we're crossing left ankle over the top of the right knee. And this is one of those poses as well where left and right can feel completely different to each other. So just be aware of that. It's normal for one side to feel completely different, okay? So pressing the left hand on the inside of the leg, we're going to sit nice and tall, whichever option we went for. Maybe close the eyes for a moment. Breathe in deeply. Exhale. Lovely, big breath in. Let it go. Perfect. If we can stay for one more breath, go for it. Inhale. and gently release. Wonderful. And then if you want to take it slightly deeper, we take an inhale to get tall. Exhale, little hinge forwards, just a little one. It's deepening that stretch. If it doesn't feel good, dial it back or come out of the pose completely. Let's keep breathing. Try and focus in on where you feel it the most. Wonderful. Inhale, slowly, slowly roll yourself up, and then we're going to extend that right leg fully so that we can uncross the legs. Wonderful. And then you might just take a little extend of the legs here. Give your thighs a little bit of a rub, or maybe the outer hip, maybe even your low back if you're feeling it. And then we're going to just come back into a seated position. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Get your back nice and supported, just resting your hands on your lap. Let's just take a few breaths just to relax now. So inhale through your nose. As you exhale, just start to soften down muscles and joints. Nice big inhale. Exhale, let go of any lingering tension. Lovely. And then think about your low back here. Think about that sciatic nerve. Concentrate on that for a moment. And then when you're ready, take the biggest breath that you've taken so far today in through the nose. And then we're sighing out any of that pain, any of that tension. Wonderful. Just allow your breath to return to normal. Take a moment here. Just notice how you feel. Perfect. Gently blink open your eyes. That brings us to the close of this chair yoga session for sciatica. Do this session regularly when you are feeling that you can move and that the sciatica is not going to hinder you too much. But also keep it going when your sciatic symptoms ease off. The more you kind of keep this area moving and keep it supple, the less likely you are to experience those sciatic problems in the future. I hope that you did enjoy this video. Remember to give me a little like and definitely subscribe, because I will be popping out more videos like this every week. And remember that later on this week, I will be doing a standing version of this session. So look out for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.